evening. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm Steve Estes, Sergeant in the Reserve Division and also the Training Coordinator. On behalf of Albemarle County Sheriff's Office, we'd like to welcome you to the 2010 Spring Appreciation Ceremony. We have several keynote speakers this evening, plus 13 new deputies that are getting sworn in. This time I'd like to thank and recognize the Office of the Commonwealth Attorney, Denise Lundgren. We'll keep going right on. I'm going to have Mr. Ken Boyd. He really needs no introduction. Well known for his community service in Albemarle County, past chairman of the school board and board of supervisors, and a current board of supervisors member. Mr. Boyd.
Thank you very much. I appreciate very much you giving me the opportunity to address you and to be part of this celebration of the Sheriff's Office in Albemarle County. You all mean so much to us. You know, as I was doing some research on my talk tonight, I found out that the Sheriff's Office was established in 1745, I think, by then Sheriff Jerry Hawkins. He started reserve, that's my 15 years. I wish Terry had been here because I really wanted to give him a hard time about that. But I wanted to start, first of all, by thanking Sheriff Harding for asking me to come and speak to you tonight. But I also want to say my thanks to somebody who is a real, just stellar resident of this community and provides so much for us, and that's Alan Powell. I don't know whether you're aware or not, but Alan is probably down there under the tent cooking your food now. But he's the person who's providing this meal for you tonight, and he's already cooking it. He's probably going to serve you too. And he has just been a great citizen and a great contributor to law enforcement in this community, and he's always around when it involves law enforcement. So I appreciate very much him. I learned something new about him too as I was looking at what to talk about tonight, and that is that his wife Susie is actually the granddaughter of Thomas Wolfe. And Thomas Wolfe, as I understand, was the last sheriff's officer killed in the line of duty back in 1951. So maybe she is a little impetus in getting him to give back to this group an awful lot. Tonight is also a night as we have these gentlemen up here with me that you all are going to induct 13 new people, swear in 13 new officers, and I think that's really great. I want to talk about the reserves in a minute, but I think I would be a little bit remiss if I didn't first of all thank those people who are on the paid staff for us. We have 17 sworn deputies in the Sheriff's Department, as well as 17 full-time and 4 part-time, as well as 2 administrative people. And these people are very important in the service that you all provide in this community. And I think it's we certainly need to recognize the things that you do. And my understanding is that in 2009, this group was responsible for providing security services in up to 5 courts. It's a lot of times all of them running at the same time. And that's an awful lot of security to provide for. My understanding is you transported over 4,000 prisoners as part of that duty last year, and that you served over 35,000 civil processes during that time. And that's a pretty good track record for such a huge number of people. And I know that you all were helped out an awful lot by the reserves. And I think these reserves officers, as they're sworn in tonight, need to recognize that the paid people are going to be the people who not only mentor you and help you transition from this time of classroom into actual work on the streets, but they, I'm sure, will help you with oversight and mentoring during that time period. Now let's talk a little bit about our reserves. As I said, I've been told this is an historic graduating class, and the reason that it is historic is because with these 13 sworn officers, it makes this particular sheriff's office have the largest reserve unit in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And that's quite an accomplishment to think of the very large communities that we have, that this would be a 50 sworn and trained reserve units, and it would be the largest one in the Commonwealth. And I think that is really quite an accomplishment for us here in Albemarle County. My understanding is that these gentlemen and ladies provide over 10,000 hours of volunteer service to the Sheriff's Department. And this provides tremendous help with security in our court systems, which they supplement that, as well as helping with transports. And I understand they do a lot of transport after hours when overtime would be required to save us from having to pay that overtime. They also have been provided the traffic control and a number of parades that we have around this area, down in Scottsville and Crozet and Port Union, as well as providing traffic control for some of the walks that we have here in the case of Alzheimer's and the case of autism. Both of those walks are provided. We all know that we had quite a bit of snow this last year. And we had some stranded motorists, and we had some people who were without power and needed shelter. And it's my understanding that this reserve group helped to staff those shelters for up to 12-hour shifts, which is quite an accomplishment for a group of people. They also provide oversight and help in some of the sheriff's initiatives, which include the search and rescue, Project Lifesaver, the Senior Triad, and the ICAC Task Force, just to name a few of the initiatives that they're involved in. They also partner with, Denise Lumford was mentioned a minute ago, the Commonwealth Attorney. They also partner with her in educational activities like First Steps and the requirements for carrying a concealed weapon, just to name a few. But I know what it's like for someone who gets up here and talks a long time, and I'm standing between you and your dinner, so I'm just going to make one more point before I turn over the mic to somebody else. And those people who know me know that I'm a fiscal conservative, and one of the greatest impacts that you have on this community, this reserve unit, is the fact that you provide over $400,000 worth of savings to this community. And that's what we would have to pay if we had to pay overtime for all the services that you provide with the volunteers that you do here in the county. That means an awful lot to me, and it should mean an awful lot to all the taxpayers here in this county. You know, this country was not built on the government. It was built on citizens and volunteers and people like are in this room today, and I'm just really excited to be here to talk to you tonight. Now, to my new graduates, it looks to me like you got your work cut out for you. It also looks like you've got some pretty big shoes to step into for the people that have been out there before you. I'd like to congratulate you on your accomplishment, and I'd like to congratulate everybody here, and I ask you that you do what I'm excited to be here to join you in the celebration. So thank you very much. It's great to talk to you tonight.